Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Is Agent John Cates a live-faked death changes everything? General Hospital, GH, spoilers reveal that Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, set off a terrible chain reaction when he shot John Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, twice on the Quartermain property. Now Sonny is trying to clean up the mess he made, though Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, and Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, deserve some blame for making messes of their own. Since Agent Cates' death has created such a tangled web of disasters, we can't help but think about the possibility of a stunning comeback. Can you imagine what a twist it would be if John were still alive? Nothing is impossible in the soap world, so perhaps John could return at some point. GH writers could get creative and come up with an explanation that would explain how John managed to survive. Maybe John was barely clinging to life, after all, and secretly got whisked away to some private facility for the finest care. John might be in a coma somewhere thanks to some quick thinking on the part of some valuable allies. Although it certainly looked like Agent Cates was a goner, things aren't always as they seem in Port Charles. Adam J. Harrington has exited GH for now, but he could easily reprise his role if they wrote a twist to undo John's demise. Many fans feel like the show took things a step too far by having Sonny murder Agent Cates so callously. Sonny is supposed to be a lovable monster that viewers root for despite his crimes, but this deadly news was particularly hard to accept. It'd be nice if the show could erase Agent Cates' fatal outcome and backtrack on this a bit. It wouldn't change what Sonny tried to do that night, but at least he wouldn't be responsible for taking John down permanently. Plus, Alexis could get off the hook, and there'd be no more Cates-related suspicions swirling around Christina either. Michael Corinthos, Chad Dull, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, also wouldn't have to deal with the stress of covering for Sonny. Bottom line, making John alive would change things for a lot of people on canvas, so it's worth considering the idea. Our predictions point to some new shockers happening in the Agent Cates investigation, so we'll bring you updates on what's still to come. General Hospital spoilers say Sonny will remain on cleanup duty as he tries to fix things for those closest to him. Port Charles has always been a hub of secrets, betrayals, and shocking twists, but nothing has prepared the residents for the bombshell about to hit. As the tension mounts around Agent John Cates, the enigmatic WSB operative who was presumed dead, the truth is far more complicated and dangerous than anyone could have imagined. The enigmatic John Cates, gone but not forgotten. When John Cates first arrived in Port Charles, he brought with him a reputation of being a no-nonsense, high-stakes undercover agent. His mission was always shrouded in secrecy, and his connection to key players in Port Charles, including Sonny Corinthos and Anna Devane, was equally mysterious. However, everything seemed to change when Cates was reportedly killed during a covert mission that went terribly wrong. His death left a ripple effect throughout the town, with some mourning the loss of an ally, and others relieved to see a potential threat vanish. But as fans of General Hospital know, death in Port Charles is rarely the end. When whispers started circulating that Cates might not be as dead as everyone thought, intrigue quickly turned to shock and suspicion. The beginning of the unraveling. It all began when Anna Devane received a cryptic message from an old WSB contact. The note was brief but clear. John Cates is alive. At first, Anna dismissed it as a cruel joke. After all, she had been the one to identify Cates' body after the botched mission, and she had seen firsthand the devastating consequences of his loss. But as more pieces of evidence began to surface, anonymous tips, sightings of someone who looked eerily like Cates, Anna couldn't shake the growing feeling that something wasn't right. Determined to uncover the truth, Anna began investigating Kate's death with a new sense of urgency. With the help of Robert Scorpio and Felicia, Anna retraced the steps leading up to the fateful night of the mission. What she discovered was a web of lies and deceit far deeper than she could have imagined. It wasn't just a question of whether Cates was alive, but why he had faked his own death, and what he was planning now that he was back in the shadows. The silent return. While Anna was busy investigating, another key player had also been quietly following the trail of Agent Cates, Jason Morgan. With Sonny's criminal empire under siege by rival families and unknown threats, Jason had his hands full. But when a trusted informant came to him with disturbing information that someone who knew Sonny's deepest secrets was alive and could destroy everything, Jason knew he had to take action. It didn't take long for Jason to piece together that the informant was referring to John Cates. The question that haunted Jason was whether Cates had returned to be an ally or a foe. With so many moving parts in the underworld, Jason couldn't afford to leave any loose ends. Sonny, meanwhile, was dealing with his own turmoil. While his instincts told him that Cates was not a threat, the paranoia among his crew was rising. Could Cates be back to finally take Sonny down from within? Or was there something even more sinister at play? A game of shadows, faked death, hidden motives. As more clues came to light, it became clear that Cates had not been working alone in his staged death. The WSB's involvement in the matter suggested that Cates had been part of an even larger operation. But what was the endgame? And why had he returned now? Anna and Robert dove deeper, uncovering a trail that led them to an international conspiracy. Cates' faked death was just the tip of the iceberg. He had been playing a dangerous game of deception, and now, with his return to Port Charles, it seemed that game was far from over. But Cates' motives remained unclear. Was he a rogue agent out for personal revenge? Or had his loyalties shifted in a way that would protect the very people he once sought to take down? The return no one saw coming. Carly Corinthos, too, found herself caught up in the growing mystery. When a former associate of Cates showed up at her hotel with a message, Carly knew it was only a matter of time before the truth about Cates would come to light. But the message was cryptic, and it left Carly with more questions than answers. Meet me at the docks. Midnight, alone. Terrified but determined, Carly went to the meeting, unsure of what she would find. What she didn't expect was to come face to face with John Cates himself, alive and well. "Carly, you're in danger," were the first words out of his mouth. Her shock turned to anger. "You've faked your death. Why? Do you know what you've put everyone through?" But before Cates could explain himself, gunshots rang out from the shadows, forcing Carly and Cates to flee. Someone was trying to silence Cates, and fast. The fallout, trust broken, alliances shattered. As the truth about Cates' survival spreads through Port Charles, the consequences will be far-reaching. With Jason now on the hunt for Cates, and Anna grappling with the WSB's betrayal, no one knows who to trust. And as for Sonny, he must make a critical decision. Will he side with his longtime ally and risk everything, or will he eliminate the threat before it can destroy his empire? The revelation of John Cates being alive not only changes the power dynamics in Port Charles, but also reignites old rivalries. Lies will be exposed, alliances will be tested, and no one is safe from the fallout of this twisted conspiracy. The bigger question, what does John Cates really want? As Agent John Cates moves like a ghost through Port Charles, the question remains, what is his true agenda? His faked death has opened up a Pandora's box of danger and secrets that threaten to pull everyone into a deadly game of cat and mouse. The only certainty is that nothing will ever be the same again. For fans of General Hospital, this latest twist is just the beginning. With Kate's return, the stakes have never been higher, and no one can predict the next shocking turn in this thrilling storyline. Buckle up, because Port Charles is about to be rocked to its core.